Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Today's Monday, March 6th. It is 6:23 right now. Market's going to open in about 7 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and then we will get started shortly with our analysis for today. Let's see a couple of things here to update. And a couple more things here. And we should be good to go. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. Perfect. All right, solid. I get this posted up right here. Set it up on our other page, and we should be good to go. So I'll get a few moments for people to make their way in. Perfect, played out. Nice. All right, guys. Morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Today's Monday, March 6th. Hopefully everyone had a great weekend. At 6:25 right now. Market's going to open in about 5 minutes. We got some volatility this morning. It's not a lot of volatility. It's kind of slow still, actually, but it is moving in a certain direction. Also, we have direction today. Everything's pretty much bullish. As you guys can see here on the 1, 5, and 10, everything's above the pivots. Pivots are angling up. Trend meter is green on the 10 and 5. Also on the 30-minute, 1 hour, and 2 hour, we have a bullish bias as well because price is above the pivots. Trend meter is green, and the pivots are all angling up. So with that said, it looks like we're going to be looking for some buys today. But I'll get a few more moments for people to continue joining. So let's see who's here so far. Morning, Martha. Morning, Van Hartwig. Morning, Karen. Morning, Maria. Morning, Cern. Morning, everybody. I did take a pre-market trade. As you guys can see, I kind of have my charts marked up right here. The one that I took here was a momentum scalp variation. I was waiting for price to break and close above the pivots here. It also broke and closed above the high low right here as well. So I took that for a quick 100 pips, and it already went through my TP. So I got in for a smaller entry, but I'll take a screenshot of my profits so far. That's basically all I locked in for that. Pull my social trader tools. Market's going to open in about 3 minutes, guys. We got some time here, but we are looking for buys from when market does open. No more trades for now, though, because obviously you guys can see that market is going to open shortly. So wait for market to open. And I'll mark up news because I believe there's some news coming on today. All right, let me take a screenshot of profits real quick before we start. I'll take a screenshot of all my copiers because it's just quicker. And then I'll take individual profits later. All right. So there goes my profits right now so far. I just posted in the group, guys. Some slippage, but it happens. Here's my main account locked in 1,050. My FTMO, or sorry, my FTMO locked in 1,050. MFF 880. MFF number 2 900, and MFF number 3 880. So I just locked in a quick pre-market trade right there. What I've been doing lately, guys, is I've been identifying where these high lows are, and I've been using extra confluences. Not applying the other strategies, but I'm applying like the V1 variation, because the V1 variation is a reversal pattern. Been using that for a confluence. And then if I see, one of our momentum scalps come up, that's typically where I'll make my entry. So for example, right here, I saw a V1 variation down here, V1 variation right there. Just a bunch of V1 variations, right? So those are confluences of a reversal, not necessarily a reversal in the opposite direction, but correction into where we're expecting price to go, because we're expecting price to go in a specific direction, meaning back to the upside. So, all right, guys, let's see if we have anything else here to mark up. I'll clean up the charts a little bit here, and I'll mark up all my stuff as price continues to go along. So here's the charts that we're looking at. I'll just keep these in order right here. Got the sessions open right there. Let me go and check news real quick to see if there's anything else that we're missing for today. We got news at 7 o'clock. So we got news just at 7 o'clock. It's going to be factory orders, low impact, but we're still going to keep an eye on it anyways. I got to go over here and update this again real quick. As you guys can see, some crazy movement on open. Let's hold off on taking any entries here, guys. Just wait for the market to stabilize. Once it stabilizes, we will start looking for possible entries. But right now, obviously, as you guys can see, huge spikes back and forth, which is normal for a Monday. Market is reopening from the weekend. A lot of people are getting back into the market. You're going to get a lot of spikes in price. And then once price starts to stabilize, we'll have a better idea as to where price is likely to go. So huge spike right here on this candle. Big wick on the top, big wick on the bottom. Definitely not something you guys want to play around with. So we'll leave that as is for now. Here's a clean chart. I'm going to go ahead and mark up opening price. I got to do that same thing I did earlier. So let me just stretch that out. Hopefully this fixes it. It's March already, so I think the new contract's already running. All right, so we got that marked up right there. Opening price right there. All right, so the reason why I open this clean chart here is so that you guys can see the market movement. Obviously you guys know the drill. If price pushes down super heavy, obviously you guys can see we have a bullish bias. So if price continues to push down super heavy, our target price point is going to be opening price. So I'm okay with price pushing down. Price is okay to fake out to the bottom side, and then we catch it, it swings right back up. So it's not a big deal for us. But we're going to keep this marked up here so that we can identify where price is likely to go back to, because typically price will come back to opening price right there. Here's the 6 time frames. As you guys can see, there's not really too much going on over here. Price is pretty much just going back and forth. We still have a bullish bias here. Reason for the bullish bias is that as you guys can see here, the one's kind of messy, so you can't really use one as an example. But if you look at the other time frames over here, the 5, 10, 30-minute, 1 hour, and 2 hour prices above the pivots are angling up, and the trend meter down below is green. So with that said, we have a bullish bias here, and we're obviously looking for buys, as price continues to move along. The thing that I'm looking for here as well, and I'm not necessarily looking for this specifically, but I'm just marking up the highs over here so that we can identify when price breaks and close past these highs. Odds of it pushing up higher are, obviously very likely. So it's a couple of things there for us to look out for, for looking out for entries over here and whatnot. So right here, you can see price broke and closed past the high right there. It also broke and closed past the high over here on the Here's the other high that I have. Well, I just took a speculative move there. I just want to tell you. So I was trying to explain it. I took the buy there, and I just wanted to explain why I took the buy there. It was because I had price breaking close past the high right here. I kind of jumped in a little too early. I was waiting for price to break and close past the second high right here, but I accidentally just entered a little too early. But I knew price was going to go up. The reason why I knew price was going to go up is because price was pulled back below, and I knew price was going to correct back up. The reason why I knew that was because we marked it up over here, right, on a clean chart. I mentioned, okay, if price pushes up, it's going to blast right through and just, up past the opening price. So we had a couple confluences here. So these are the confluences you guys can use if you guys want to take speculative moves, right? These aren't specific strategies that I'm applying here. They're just speculative moves because there's no specific entry. Well, technically there was a specific entry here. So let me just explain what I was seeing. This was happening too fast. So I was kind of processing through my mind, and I wanted to explain it to you guys, but it was just happening way too fast. So the reason why I took the buy here was because this was a momentum scalp variation. It just happened too quickly. I couldn't explain it to you guys in time because these are the 1 minute candles. This green candle right here that closed above was a momentum scalp variation. And then also we had price break and close past the high. So you have two confluences right there. And then on top of that, price was retraced down very low. And then there was also a V1 variation. So there's a lot of things here that added in, right? I'm using 3 different strategies. As you guys can see right here, this is why it's important that you guys understand all the strategies. If you guys are just beginning, it's okay to focus on just the momentum scalps. But once you guys get better, there's 3 different strategies that played out right here. And this is why I took the trade there. And then I went straight to my profit target. I made 1,110 on that. The reason why I took the buy here is, for one, there was a V1 variation right here. This is a reversal pattern. So if you guys know my old strategies, price pulled back right here. We had a double body. That's a V1 variation reversal. So price reversed back into correction. Price was supposed to be bullish, right? And then I saw the high over here. That's why I drew the line. I saw price breaking close above it. And that was a high-low scalp. On top of the high-low scalp, it was a momentum scalp variation. So 3 different strategies in one. You guys are probably familiar with the triple confluence, right? This is another triple confluence, but applying different strategies, right? Because the triple confluence is basically a momentum signal with a high-low and the pivots. With this right here, we had a V1 variation, high-low, and also momentum scalp. So that's why I took the trade right there. Price broke and close above here. Again, I missed this trade. I should have taken this one right here because price broke and closed past the next high, and I should have anticipated to push up higher, which it did. I could have taken this for another win, but it's okay. I missed that trade there. So as you guys can see, the more and more advanced you guys get at understanding and applying my strategies, the better that you guys will be at entering these trades. So let me just clean the charts up again. We're done with these for now. I actually want price to pull back again a little bit because it's too far up. But I'll take another screenshot of my profits so that you guys can see what I took. I should have called this as an official trade. Sorry, guys. It just happened too quickly. And I had to hop in right away because if I didn't hop in, I would have missed the entire move. So it's all good. But don't worry, there's going to be more entries coming. That's not the only one. And I think it came up so quickly. But yeah, so today on the mentoring session, if you guys want to really understand what I'm doing here, I'd highly recommend that you guys attend the mentoring session later today because I'm going to be covering this where I use multiple confluences. You guys will see, because I've been getting a lot of questions asking me like, what is CSUK applying? What strategy is applying? What's everybody doing where they're locking in all these profits? Even though we don't have any official trades during the live sessions. And I'll be going over that specifically because I figured all these people are making so many profits. I can do the same thing because they're applying my strategies. And now I'm just using like a different confluence. This is a more advanced way of trading because you have to use different strategies at once. But if you guys can figure it out and understand what we're doing, it'll be very lucrative for you and others, because this is a way easier way. It's an easier way to trade because the more confidence you have, the more trust you have in the position, and it'll allow you to just get in and out of these trades super quickly. Anyways, we still have a bullish bias across the board over here. Let me go back to this chart over here. I'm just going to mark up and put the strategies that we're applying, the official strategies, which are going to be the momentum scalp failure, momentum scalp, and momentum scalp variation. So in order for us to have an entry here, we need to have a I got to clean this up. I think I'm gonna do this week, guys. Sorry, there's just so many strategies that I have here. I need to clean this up and just rename it. A lot of these things, maybe give them numbers so it's easier for us to pull up here. But yeah, so the thing for us here, in order for us to have an entry, is we're going to need a sell signal. If we get a sell signal here, we can let price provide us entry. And once we have the entry there, we can start looking for entries for a buy. But we just don't have any of that right now. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my alerts so that I don't miss anything. Nice. Natasha and Maddie took it as well. Solid work, guys. So here are my profits so far, guys. This is my pre-market profits, and then this is my trade that happened right after for me. Yeah, Zach hit it as well. He said the double body just hit for him. So he took the same trade I took. Looks like Zach here took the same exact trade I took for that one there, but he took it at an earlier time. For me here, I'm currently up 2,160 off my main FTMO account, 1,820 off my MFF number one, 1,850 on my second MFF, and 1,810 on my third MFF. So here goes the sell signal right here, guys. If the sell signal closes, this will technically be a momentum scalp failure. But as you guys know, I typically don't take the momentum scalp failure. I wait for the next one to come up right after. Yeah, because this already played out. We had the V1 variation here. So this is what I would do. So say, for example, price pushes down right here, establishes a low, and we get a V1 variation over here. Price pushes up, gives us a momentum scalp failure. If that's the case, then I'll probably take it because that's going to give me an indication that price is likely to continue pushing up higher, right? So that's a case where I would possibly take a momentum scalp failure. So let me show you an example right here. This is an example of a momentum scalp failure. We have a sell signal right here with the green candle, but it's also a V1 variation, right? So there's a double body rejection right there. If you guys know the V1 variation strategy, there's a double body right there, but there's a momentum scalp failure. I typically don't take the momentum scalp failure, but if I saw this right here, I for sure would have taken it because the confluence there would have been too strong. And you can see right there, it shot up with like no drawdown. So if you guys want to learn that, I recommend going back to the course and reviewing the V1 variation. The V1 variation is a reversal pattern. So if you guys see any V1 variations here, and then it's followed by another entry, odds of it hitting are very likely. So like, for example, here I'm waiting for price to pull down. Price pulls down, establishes a low. I'm going to look for a V1 variation because it's going to indicate that a reversal is happening. So if I get that reversal, when price ends up pushing up and gives me an entry to the upside, then I'm for sure going to take that entry because it's going to be a double confluence there. And then if I get price breaking a high low, that's like a triple confluence. And of course, I'll take the entry from there. There's a pending sell signal right here. If this closes, this will technically be a momentum scalp failure, but you want to make sure that it's not touching the sessions right down below. And it is touching the session. So unfortunately, no entry there for a momentum scalp failure. All right, so price is still pushing around right here. We're still looking for a buy. Obviously, you guys can see on all the time frames, you have a current bullish bias. It's a very strong bias. We're obviously looking for buys here. I'm looking for price to pull down, retrace, and then price swings back up. We'll look for a correction and entry point. There's a 1 minute right here. All right, as we wait for that, I'm going to go ahead and mark up, or I'm going to go and take screenshots of my profits per account. See. So yeah, guys, if you guys ever decide to take any entries, I think one way to improve your confidence in the trade is to use multiple confluences, right? So like for me, for example, like before I take the momentum scalp variation, I usually look for momentum scalp failure first, right? So if I look for this entry here, I want to make sure that this entry actually plays out before it. So that's my confluence right there. Another confluence that I use is if there's a V1 variation. So if I see a double body rejection on the bottom or the top, that's going to be V1 variation. And as long as it's in the direction of my trade, I'll be looking for that as a confluence and, you know, confidence booster to take the trade. Because if you have two strategies in one, odds of it hitting are very likely. You have one strategy, yeah, of course you have a good chance of it hitting, but there's still a chance of it losing. If you guys have two confluences, odds of it hitting are more likely than not. Because you have two high probability trades playing out. You know, you could assume that one of them is at least going to hit, and one of them is typically going to be the one that you're in. So taking individual screenshots of my accounts here. I typically take one screenshot of my MFFs, but each account has different profits today. So I got to go and just change these up a little bit. And then if you guys have profits, feel free to post them up. I did see a couple of you guys post up your profits, so I'll go and take a look at that as well. All right, screenshot all my profits so far. All right, here are all of my individual accounts. So here's my main account right here. You guys can see the green strip for my FTMO. I don't know why this one here didn't close at the green strip. It should have, but I locked in a total profit of 2,160 off this account. Here's my MFF number 2, locked in 1,820, all wins. MFF number, oh, sorry, this is my MFF number 1. Here's my MFF number 2, 1,850. Some slippage there, but it worked out in my favor, locked in an extra $30 on this account. And then my MFF number 3, some slippage here as well. Didn't work out in my favor, but it's okay. It's locked in profit. So this is my lowest on my MFFs, 1,810. So not too bad. Solid profits to officially kick off trading week. So this is like the best part, guys. If you guys can lock in profits like in the beginning of the week, especially for your first trades, this is going to set the tone for the rest of the week, right? So this is why you want to be a bit careful when entering trades. If you guys, if you guys start off the week with a win or with a green day, odds are you're going to have a green week because you're going to have that confidence to just keep taking trades all throughout the week. So just be a little selective with your entries, guys, especially on a Monday. We have Kenny over here with a total profit of $60 for the day. Nice work, Kenny. Some more over here. So still no entries for us, guys. We're still looking for that sell signal to come up. Once that sell signal comes up, we'll be able to identify more entries here. Let me go over here to these charts. What I'm going to do here now is, so I don't exactly have anything for us to look at right now specifically, but so this high over here is not broken on the higher time frames. I mean, it's broken, but it's not necessarily, it's not going to be useful right now. So I'm going to just take that off for now. I guess the main high we'll be looking for at the moment right now, if prices to break above it, would be this one right here, because this one aligns with all the time frames. So as you guys can see over here, it aligns on the 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, 2 hour, 1 hour, and 30 minutes. So we have a high over here, a new high that's been established. This is going to be the most important one because it hasn't been broken yet or touched. We'll see if it ends up coming up from there. Anyways, here's a sell signal that's currently coming up. It's still touching the sessions right now, guys. So it's not necessarily going to be a good entry for a momentum scalp failure. If you guys want to take it, feel free, but I personally wouldn't take it myself, at least not yet. So still not here either. This would be a momentum scalp failure, but again, it's like right in between the sessions, opening price, and we have news coming up over here in about 13 minutes. So we'll see how this here closes. This is not really a good area to trade in because it's right in between the sessions, as you guys can see. If there's a momentum scalp failure right here, it's still going to have to break through the sessions. And on top of that, if we get a momentum scalp variation that closes right here, it's going to have to close around this area where the sessions is at. So it's going to have to touch it, and it's not going to be enough space for us to take any entries here. The good thing about today is that there's at least some direction here. So what I'm hoping for here on the 1 minute, this is a clean chart. What I'm hoping for here mainly is I'm looking for price to continue to the top side. So we have price pushing up here, retracement. I'm looking for it to do this, right? Continue pushing up higher and higher and higher. If that happens, then this is great because we'll have some sort of direction. Whenever price pulls back, we can just take buys as price continues to move along. But for right now, we just got to be a little careful because price is right in between the sessions right there. So this right here would have been a momentum scalp failure, guys. Unfortunately, it's not going to fit criteria for me specifically because it's too close to the sessions right there. So if I mark this up right here as a momentum scalp failure, as you guys can see, it's pushing in profit right now. But as it gets closer to the sessions, it becomes riskier and riskier because at this point, price could just bounce back below, or it can shoot above and hit TP. Looks like it's going to shoot up above and hit TP, but I'm not in this position. So there goes a momentum scalp failure right there. Unfortunately, it was too close to the session, so I couldn't take that trade. Again, right here, this would be a momentum scalp variation. So if this candle here closes above the pivots, it would technically be a momentum scalp variation. But again, it's right here at the sessions. You guys can see this huge wick on top. It's wicking directly off the session. So it's not a good area for us to really be trading in because this is an area of manipulation. So right there, as you guys can see, price came up. If you guys took the momentum scalp failure, went straight to profit target. Unfortunately, there's no room for us to take a momentum scalp variation because even if we were to get an entry at that point right there, it would still be stuck at the sessions, right? So if you guys took the momentum scalp variation right there, I marked it up for you guys. Of course, I didn't take it because of the red flags, but if you guys did take it, full TP. So again, just a waiting game here, waiting for this to get out in the clear. Once it gets out in the clear, hopefully we'll be able to take some entries at that point. Hey, Gary, how's it going? Morning. All right, so there's nothing for us to take right now. Even if price closes back above it, it's still going to be at the session, so it's not going to be a good area to trade. As you guys can see, price is having trouble getting past it. So we got a momentum signal right here. Pending momentum signal, but again, it's at the sessions. If this here closes with a buy signal, it will technically be a momentum scalp variation and a momentum scalp. But as you guys can see, this is not a good area to be entering trades because if you would have entered any trades right here at the sessions, look where price is rejecting directly off of, right? If you look up closely, see where all the wicks are bouncing off of? This purple line. So you definitely don't want to take any trades that are touching this purple line because the last thing you want to do is enter a buy position. And then as soon as it touches the purple line, it bounces right off. And that's kind of what's happening here, which I mean, sucks, but it's better be safe than sorry, especially here on a Monday. Like you don't want to start the day you don't want to start the week in the red because then you're gonna have to climb yourself out of that hole this entire week. And also keep in mind that it's NFP. So if you guys aren't aware, this is NFP week. It's officially the first week of March for trading. I know March started last week, but this is the official March week 1 because this is NFP. NFP happens on the first week of each month. So you're going to see a lot of crazy volatility and a lot of crazy movement all throughout the week, which is going to be a good thing for us because the market's been kind of slow for the past couple of weeks now, for the past month actually of February. So we actually want that volatility in the market. So price will just keep blasting through our TPs each time. Some profits here from Patricia. So she traded NASDAQ this morning, total profit of $2,775 for the day. Nice work, Patricia. Solid profit right there. Let's see Zach over here. So Zach for the day locked in earlier 5,753. Damn crazy profits right here, Zach. Yeah, Zach said done for the day. Thank you, definitely, Zach. So Zach started off with 5,700 for the day. Nice work, Zach. And then he went from 5,700 to 6,575, or sorry, 6,557. And then Zach with another profit over here. He just took his last trade and now he's really done for the day. Total profit of 8,440 for the day. Nice work, Zach. So Zach's been killing it with the consistency. Every day he's been killing it. He's been sticking to his trading plan every single day. And this is a consistency that I want to see from a lot of people, right? Because a lot of people can't find this consistency. They'll have 1 or 2 good days and then they'll just blow the account. If you see Zach's profits here, every day he's in profit. This is your main goal, guys. Your main goal is to close the day in green. Like every single day, Zach sends me his trades. This is the consistency that you guys want to have. If you guys send me your profits every day, you're probably going to find this consistency because you can't hide from me, right? If you show me your profits every day, you're going to see that you're actually doing very well. So Zach over here, you can see all of his profits he's been sending me for the past month, all green. Every single day he closes in green. That's his main goal. Close a day in green. If he closes with a couple $100, he's fine with that. Close with a couple $1,000, you guys can see the consistency. It goes from 23,000, 10,000, 8,000. See, one day 1,000, one day 300, one day 3,000. Every day he's just focusing on a few trades, making sure that he's hitting his TPs and he's going straight to his profit target. So just keep that in mind, guys. So great work, Zach, right here. That's exactly what I want to see from everybody here. All right, guys. So here we have a momentum scalp, variation momentum scalp. Unfortunately, we couldn't take that trade there because it was right at the sessions. But as you guys can see, it blasted right through and went to TP. So you guys can see here that the strategy still worked perfectly fine. It's just the fact that, the price is at areas where we don't want to trade in because of the risk that's involved with trading in these areas. So the momentum scalp failure over here hit full TP. Price finally broke and closed past the pivots over here. That was another full TP for a momentum scalp variation and a momentum scalp. So all three entries right here, if you took any of them, they all would have hit full TP. They wouldn't meet my criteria because of the red flag. So none of these trades here are going to count. I just want to mark them up for you guys so that you guys see. And I'll continue looking for more entries as price continues to move along. So I'm kind of waiting for price to maybe pull back a little bit over here. If it pulls back a little bit, I'll go ahead and mark up another high here. And we'll see if price pushes back above there. So we're starting back over now. We're looking back for a sell signal. If we get a sell signal over here, it's going to be a momentum scalp failure. A couple confluences that I'll be using over here is I'll be using the highs over here to see if price breaks and closes past the high. And then on top of that, I'll be looking for a V1 variation. So I'm looking for a low to establish on pretty much multiple time frames over here. Once we have that low established, I'm going to be looking for the double body to provide the variation pattern. That'll pretty much indicate that price is going to swing back up. All right, so we got price kind of going sideways right now at this moment. So we're still applying the same strategies we've been applying over here, guys. We're still looking at the momentum scalp failure, momentum scalp variation, momentum scalp. We just want price to be away from the sessions right here, right? Because this is an area of manipulation. As you guys can see, whenever price pushes away from it, it gets pulled right back to the sessions. Price pushes away, pulls right back. We need price to get away from here, push far above it, so that when price pulls down, we can get that momentum scalp failure confirmation and continuation to the upside. But again, we got news coming up right here in 5 minutes. So probably want to sit tight for a little bit and wait for that to play out. We got a pending sell signal here. If that closes, again, it's going to be a momentum scalp failure, but also not necessarily a good entry because of the positioning of price right in between the sessions right there. Yeah, thanks, Sam. Yeah, news in 5 minutes. So it's got to wait for news to pass. Once news passes, I'm hoping news is going to push price away from where it's currently at. So yeah, we got news coming up right here in 5 minutes, factory orders. I'm hoping price will at least push it away from where it's currently at. And then from there, we can possibly start looking for something. But at the moment right now, price is right down there. As you guys can see, here's a clean chart. Price is pulling back down. If price pushes down lower, my target price point, of course, is going to be opening price. And expecting it to bounce back up from wherever it's currently at. So we'll see where it goes. Pending sell signal over here on the 1 for a momentum scalp failure, but again, it's at news price, so definitely want to hold off on that for now. Hey, Brock, how's it going? Morning. So guys, just a reminder, we're having the mentoring session later today at 2 p.m. normal scheduling time. Now that we're done with February, guys, I'm going back to normal mentoring session schedule. So only on Mondays. I'm not doing Monday and Tuesdays anymore. It's just too demanding because I have like a lot of stuff to do outside of the live sessions since we're starting up this prop firm. So I just don't have time to have 2 mentoring sessions a week. If you guys want another mentoring session a week, just message me. And if we have a poll with enough people attending the session, I'll hold it. So I don't mind sitting in on mentoring sessions with you guys, but I just want to make sure that people are actually coming. Because I think 1 is good enough for a week, but if you guys can't attend that one, just let me know. We can always push back the Monday session to a later time if 2 o'clock is too early for a majority of you guys. So if you guys want to change the time of our mentoring sessions on Mondays, just let me know. And then we'll put up a poll and we'll push it back to a later time. Otherwise, we'll keep it at 2 o'clock for now. And if you guys want an additional mentoring session throughout the week, just send me a message and then I'll put a poll in the group. If enough people are okay with showing up, then I'll hold the mentoring session for that second day of the week. But we're not going to do it regularly on Tuesdays anymore, just Mondays like we used to. Some profit though here from Cern. Cern's currently up 719 for the day. Nice work, Cern. All wins on his account right here. Great work, Cern. What else do we have over here? Natasha over here, she's currently up 202 for the day. Nice work, Natasha. Full TP on that trade. Great work, guys. All right, so nothing else for right now, guys. We're pretty much just waiting for price to reach news. We're about a minute away from news price. Hopefully this pushes price either above or below. I don't really care which direction it pushes it, but I do want it to push in some sort of direction. As you guys can see here on the clean chart, price came down and rejected directly off the blue line, opening price. So the blue line opening price is always going to be a good identifier as where price retraces back to, if it does retrace back heavy like this. And I do expect it to correct back up because the bias here is still bullish. As you guys can see here on the pretty much all the time frames, 1, 5, 10, 30, 1 hour, 2 hour, all of these charts are showing that price is bullish, right? Because price is above the pivots are angling up, and the trend meter is also green. So as you guys can see, it looks pretty clear across the board that we're looking for buys here. Now we're just waiting for confirmation. So we got news candle right here. We got news candle right here, guys. I'm gonna mark that up, delete that line. And we'll see where price ends up going from here. So we're just gonna see how price reacts to the news. We got the pink line right there for news price. Price is kind of pushing down a little bit. Now it's pushing back up. I personally don't care which direction it pushes, but there's a V1 variation pattern setting up right here. Double body. So if that's the case, price might push down a little further, which is completely fine. I'm going to adjust this now lower. So we have one time frame here with the V1 variation. It's a reversal pattern, so this can indicate that price will come down. But there's only one time frame there with a V1. The thing to look out for here, though, so the 30-minute time frame and the 1 hour time frame, this 30-minute has about 28 minutes left on it, so it has a lot of time. If this here closes with a double body, then this might be an indication that price is going to be coming back down because we have a V1 variation there, V1 variation pending here. And then also here on the 1 hour, this one has about an hour left on it though. So it has a lot of time, but if this does close as a red candle, so the main thing to look out for is a 30-minute. If this here closes with a red candle and this here closes with a red candle, this is going to be V1 variation to the opposite direction. So if that's the case, we might see price, coming down further. But right now, it's not really a big deal because it still has 27 minutes left on it. It's a lot of time until this candle here closes. And this one here has a full hour. So it's not really much of importance at the moment, specifically. What I would be looking for here is I'm looking for a V1 variation on the bottom side. So my bias hasn't shifted yet. I'm still looking for a buy here. But what I'd be looking for here on the other end is I'd be looking for a V1 variation on the bottom side here, on the 1 minute, a V1 variation on the bottom side here on the 5, because if that gives us a V1 variation, then I'd be looking for price to push back up, close above here, and then it'll probably continue pushing up higher to the next level. We just don't have that yet. So we might get a high-low scalp right here, but it's not going to be any confluence because I don't see any V1s on the bottom. again, right here, unfortunately. So this right here, there was actually an entry right here for a momentum scalp failure, but it's not one we could have taken because there was news coming up right here at 7 o'clock. I don't know if anyone caught that trade there, but there was one right here and it went straight to full TP. So this right here was a momentum scalp failure. And then this right here would have been a momentum scalp variation, but it was right at news candle. So it was at news candle and at the sessions. This is just not a good area to trade. And as you guys can see, there's a lot of entries that are coming up. So if you guys want to take these, you guys are more than welcome to take them. But you guys got to keep in mind that there's a risk involved with taking trades at the red flags, right? I typically lose trades around these areas, so I don't even bother looking to take them. But if you guys want to take them, there's still entries because these red flags are optional. They're not required. So there was an entry right here that came up. Momentum scalp failure, full TP. There's another momentum scalp variation that came up right here. That's another full TP. And then right here is a momentum scalp. But obviously it's again at the sessions right here, this purple line. So I'm not taking the trade, but I'll mark it up for you guys there if you guys want to follow it. So just a lot of red flags here, just not areas where I want to trade. But I think this trade here will probably hit because it did give it's actually a triple confluence. So this trade here might play out. Maybe I'll make it for a late entry, but I'm not going to enter just yet. I'll watch and follow it, and then maybe I'll enter as price swings back up to this point right here. Put a buy stop there, catch my trade if it does swing up. It's a triple confluence. That's why I'm looking at it for a late entry because I think it'll probably hit. If it pushes up from where it's currently at, let's see if my trade filled. For some reason it didn't fill. Let me see if my pricing is proper here. What's it currently at? The only problem here, so let's see. I have a pending order here, it just filled. So the reason why I was okay with maybe taking this trade for late entry, guys, is because now that I'm looking at it, it's a triple confluence. So I'm looking at this here. We have a buy signal here. It is at the sessions though. So this is where it becomes a red flag. That's why I wanted to enter it late because of where it's currently at, right? So the reason why I identified this here was because this here would be a momentum scalp. There's one confluence there. Another one is that volume here was above average. And then on top of that, it also broke past the high low over here. So you guys don't need to enter this trade late. It's probably not a good idea to enter the trade late. But if you guys do want to take it, I was planning on taking it right here with the buy stop, waiting for it to push up and then fill the entry. But again, one of the red flags here is going to be the sessions because you get a lot of manipulation when price gets near that area. This candle here is also kind of big, so it's a little bit of a risk. But I'm looking over here at these other time frames. I was looking to see if there was a V1 variation because if we had a V1 variation before it, it'd be another better confluence. But it does go a little bit against criteria because of the sessions there. It's a red flag, obviously. So we'll see if this ends up pushing up above it. I'll put an alert there just so I can be aware from when it does push up. Because I don't want to be looking at something else and then it blasts right through it. See, there we go. This price pushes up right there. It's close to target. So I'll just call this well, I mean, that's what it is. It's a momentum scalp. The volatility here is starting to die down a little bit. See, Maddie's at the 10-minute snipe as well. Yeah, no, it's pushing up on my end. It's almost there. And it hit my TP. All right, I'm out. Full TP, guys. If you guys take it with me for a lane entry, great. I was just analyzing it to see if there's anything that was wrong with it, but it did play out perfect. So as you guys can see right here, this was like a very heavy confluence trade. There you go, full TP. So if you guys took it, great. We're going to count this one because I did take this trade. I only count the ones that I take, guys. I'll send a screenshot of my profits. But the reason why I was okay with taking this trade right here, I know it was at the sessions. We typically don't take trades at the sessions, but there were so many confluences here, right? This is why it's important that you guys understand the strategies, right? It's okay if you only know these three, but if the more strategies that you guys know, the better you guys are off. Because right here, for example, we had a momentum entry right here. This is a momentum scalp. I know it's at the sessions, but the reason why I was okay with this, even taking it for a late entry, was because we had one strategy right here, momentum scalp. This has like a very high win rate, probably a 75 to 70% win rate. And then we had price break and close above the high right here. This is a high-low scalp, another high win rate strategy. And then on top of that, we had price above the pivots. That's a pivot scalp. And there's just a lot of confidence there, indicating that price was going to push up. And then also Dijon to the SR rejection. So that you guys can see, I'm not the only one that was looking at this from different entries. I just took it and then it blasted right through, played out perfect. And that's why we're going to count it as a momentum scalp. Typically, I wouldn't take the trade because it was at the sessions, but because of all the confluences here, this here played out perfect. I should have taken it for a bigger move. Technically, this was supposed to be a 25.50 move. So let me see real quick. Actually, it looks like, yeah, some people pulled. So Maddie over here took it for 200 pips. So this here should have been a 25.50. The reason for that's because the range over here was super wide. I just didn't have time to think because the market was moving too quickly. So that's why I just entered right away and I didn't have time to make adjustments. So nice work, guys. If you guys took it, if not, it's okay. Wait for the next one. So I'll just post up the trade right here. Nice. Eunice took the trade over here as well. He said took the momentum scalp, was at sessions, but he still took it because momentum's failure, momentum variation hit, and it was a triple confluence. So Eunice here saw exactly what I saw. He mentioned it before I even said it. So, Eunice has been a member here for over a year, so he knows exactly what he's doing. He's been following me for years now. And he identified the same thing that I saw. He saw the entry that I saw for a momentum scalp. He saw that it was at the sessions, but since he saw that it was a triple confluence, he also took it. Total profit of 257 for the day. Nice work, Eunice. We got Dijon over here. Total profit of 490 off that trade. Nice work, Dijon. We have Kip over here, took the trade as well. Total profit of 3,078 for the day. Nice work, Kip. Kip said, I need to stop closing early due to being scared. Yeah, if you guys are not feeling comfortable with the positions, guys, you guys got to maybe take a step back and then hop back in when you guys are comfortable. But let me just put a update over here for that trade. And I'll also take a screenshot of my profit. So that's it for right now, guys. We're still waiting for anything here to play out. There was another entry that came up right here. I probably could have taken that for another 100 pips, but it's all good. So you guys can see over here how I'm marking up the high lows. When you guys have high lows that are identified on multiple time frames, when price breaks past it, it's likely to hit. So I'll just maximize this real quick. I drew this high low. This high low was a high low on the 30-minute, 1 hour, and 2 hour time frame. So you can see right here, our price broke above it. You could have taken that for another quick move if you're looking for a speculative push. Would have went straight to your profit target right there. So lots of good entries here. I mean, if you guys are familiar with the strategies, this is why it's important that you guys have access to my indicators and you guys have access to my strategies. If you guys are new here and you guys want access to these strategies so that you guys can, apply them yourself, you guys can just go to the website, kodikaitrades.com, click unlock your free access. And we have a whole library of different strategies that you guys can follow. So again, just a reminder, the strategy that was identified here was a high-low scalp, a pivot scalp, a momentum scalp, and a triple confluence. So basically 4 strategies on one candle right here. That's why I took that for a buy. And then again, right here, price broke above this, which was a high-low on the 30-minute, 1 hour, and 2 hour time frames, the higher time frames. If price closed above there, you could have taken it for a quick push for 100 pips. Super easy, not that difficult. Like once you guys are familiar with these things, it becomes second nature. You don't even have to think about it. So I'm gonna clean this up right here because it's no longer useful. I'm gonna go ahead and mark up a new high right there. And this new high over here aligns with the, again, 1 hour, 2 hour, and 30-minute time frame. So the same high that I drew here on the 1 minute, it's the same high for the 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, 30-minute, 1 hour, and 2 hour. So if price breaks this price point again, odds of it pushing up higher are very likely. Let's See, MC over here took the trade as well. Total profit of 520 for the day. Nice work, MC. We have an Nelly over here as well. Current profit of 2,925. Nice work, Nelly. All wins, full TPs as well. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a screenshot of my profits. There's no entries for it to take right now. We're looking for any possible entries here on the one, but there's just nothing for us to take at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and screenshot all of my accounts here. All right. So you have no sell signals right now, so there's no entries that we're missing. Here are my profits across all my accounts. I'll take individual profits as well. Let me see if I need to take, yeah, each account's different. So I got to take individual profits. If there's any questions, guys, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, we'll be going over this stuff a lot more in detail during the mentoring session later today. One thing that people have requested too is that I stop answering so many questions during the live session and just focus on trading. So that's probably what I'm going to be doing. If you guys have any small questions, feel free to ask them. But if you guys have deeper, more in-depth questions, then we can answer that during the mentoring session later today. For some reason, my MFF keeps giving me smaller profits. I don't know if anyone else is getting that. I noticed that this was an issue last week too. They said, I think CT mentioned that their spread was super off. I know they sent out a disclaimer in the email saying that they're going to make some changes, but I don't know. I guess the changes are happening because my profits are like, none of them are over 1,000, which is kind of throwing me off, even though they're hitting CP. Let's see. And Aiden said that, or Aiden said that for some reason her trade didn't copy. I got an error message on my social trader tools earlier this morning from my MFF number 3. It said that it couldn't find my open trades, which it had an open trade. So I was kind of freaking out because I was in that trade from earlier. I think the trade copier, I don't know if it's a trade copier or if it's just MFF, but I know there's issues with connectivity that I've had last week too. I think the whole website was even down of a day last week. So I'm not sure if that's an issue with anybody else, but I'll show you my profits right here. I'm obviously running into slippage, or it just might be late execution times. All right, so here's my account so far. You guys can see here, blocking 3,090 off my FTMO, 2,590 off my MFF number 1, 2,600 off my MFF number 2, and 2,630 off my MFF number 3. So the trade that I took right here, here's my main account, 3,090. You guys can see it hit my full TP with the green strips. I don't know why this one didn't have a green strip, but it should have. It even gave me the most profit. So obviously this one went straight to CP. But here's my MFFs that I was just referring to. I got locked in 770 off this account, 760 off this one, and 820 off this one. They should all be well above 1,000, but they gave me lesser profits for whatever reason. So, I mean, it's all good. It happens, but those are the profits I have so far. All right. It's looking for price to bounce around again, provide some sort of entry, but we just don't have anything yet at the moment. Copy this over here. All right, so price broke and closed above this high right here. I'm not going to take it because there's no other confluence. We'd have a high-low scalp right there, but there's no other confluence for me to use as a confirmation. So if I had a V1 variation down here, actually there was one right here. So I just noticed this on the 5-minute. There was a V1 variation right there, but there wasn't one on the one. So I personally would want another confluence there in order for me to take the entry. I mean, if you guys are in it, I think it's going to hit. It looks like it's about to hit right now. Yeah, I did hit TP. So if you guys took that high-low scalp right there, I went straight to full TP, blasted right through it. I didn't take it, but the reason why I identified this and I mentioned that it could have played out was because we had a V1 variation right here. Again, this is a reversal pattern. As you guys can see, price pushed up, pulled back. This is a reversal back to the upside on the 5-minute. There's a double body. And then this right here, broken close past the high-low. So 2 confluences right there, high-low scalp, and then V1 variation right there on the 5. So this is why it's important that, well, it's important for me to have like multiple time frames up, because if you guys can see these confluences here, this is a confluence of a correction back to the upside, and this is a confluence of continuation. So reversal right here, continuation, continued push for at least 100 pips. You guys could have taken that for a quick, nice move to the upside. Martha over here took the trade. She locked in 490. Nice work, Martha. Yeah, guys, it looks like a lot of you guys here are catching on. So that's a good thing that you guys are catching on. If you guys are older members, you guys know what I'm doing here because we've done this in the past. This is how I came up with the triple confluence strategy. The thing with the triple confluence is that you just use, I mean, you can use any 3 strategies, right? If you have something like that, odds of it hitting are very likely. There's an original triple confluence, but realistically, it's just 3 strategies lining up with 1 candle. All right, now that price is pushed up right here. If you guys took it, great. I didn't take that trade, but it's all good. I'm going to go and just move this up a little higher. So we have a new high right here. Delete that one. All right, so again, we have another new high right there. Still looking for, you know, one of these V1s to come up because these V1s are very useful. Maddie over here, he identified a 10-minute snipe that he hit for 500 pips. So if you guys took that trade right there too, another old strategy that a lot of people like to apply is the snipe strategy here on the 10-minute. Looks like there was one that came up right here. Yeah. Yeah, played out right there. Perfect. So you could have taken, I mean, there's a lot of different entry points right here. Looks like Maddie would have taken this red candle. I mean, either candle you would have taken, any of them would have hit TP. Yeah, snipe strategy right there. So it's good to see a lot of you guys here bringing back old strategies. As you guys can see, all of my strategies still work perfectly fine. And then if you guys line them up with multiple entries, so say, for example, you get a snipe entry here on the 10, you get a V1 variation here on the 5, and you get a high-low scalp here on the 1. If you got 3 different entries hitting on 3 different time frames, odds of it hitting for you are very likely. So I know typically we look for just one strategy here, but for me, I usually look for a confluence, right? So if I'm looking for a momentum scalp variation, I'm looking for this to hit first. So this is my confluence. I use these 2 right here. And then same with these other strategies over here that I've been looking at. There's a high-low scalp, and then Maddie identified the snipe over here, and I also identified the V1 variation. You know, 3 different confluences indicating that price is going to push up. Obviously, if you guys take a buy at that point, it's probably going to push up and hit your profit target. So we have a momentum scalp failure coming up right here. If the sell signal closes, this would be a momentum scalp failure. What I'd be looking for at this point here is I'd be looking for a low to establish. So if we get that momentum scalp failure, if we get a V1 variation here on the 1, and then we get a push up higher, then the momentum scalp variation would be basically a for sure hit. Okay, so we have a momentum scalp failure coming down right here. What I would be looking for is a possible V1 variation to come up to provide the reversal pattern down here. So I wouldn't be taking this trade specifically on its own, but if you guys want to take it, you know, this is a momentum scalp failure entry. Actually, it's not going to because the volume was above average. Yeah, the volume was below, but then it spiked down right here and it just shot up right there. So there's no momentum scalp failure at that point. Thanks, Jalon. Jalon mentioned be careful for the double body on the 5. So, okay, so this is where it comes into play too. So for example, we're looking for a double body here for a reversal to the upside, but Jalon over here mentioned that there's a double body on the top here on the 5. There's also a double body on top here on the 10 as well. So I'd probably be careful for taking any buys right here, right now, specifically, guys, because on these other timeframes, the higher timeframes, this is a reversal pattern to the downside. So I probably would not take this momentum scalp failure just yet. Hey, Jalon, that's a huge tip right there by Jalon, because if you guys are looking to take that momentum scalp failure, you guys got to keep in mind that there's also a reversal pattern here in the 5 and 10. The double body works on both sides, whether it's on the bottom or whether it's on the top. It does play out. So yeah, no, thanks, Jalon, for that. I didn't even notice that. So we'll keep waiting for this to play out. Which is fine because I don't really take the failure anyways. Yeah, I think the 6 time frame thing here does help a lot, guys, because we typically don't look for these confluences, but now that we have them up over here, they do make a big difference because you like you'll be able to identify things on different time frames versus just focusing on the one. Because these higher time frames are going to have a bigger impact as well. So again, right here, guys, the candle just closed right here on the 5. So we have a V1 variation. This is a reversal pattern. What I would be looking for is for another V1 to happen on the bottom here now. Look for price push down, give us that reversal pattern, and continue to the upside. The sell signal still didn't close here on the 1, so there's no entry here for a momentum scalp failure. There's another one pending right here, but I personally would not take it because of the V1 right here on the 10 and the V1 here on the 5 that just closed. So I'd probably be waiting for price to swing back up and provide a V1 in the opposite direction. Some profits here from Brock. Nice work, Brock. So Brock had took one to clear his loss earlier this morning. So nice recovery right there, Brock. He has 1 loss and 1 win. Not bad. All right, looks like volatility is starting to die down a little bit. Okay, so you guys can see my markup right here on the clean chart played out perfect, right? The pattern that I drew this earlier is doing exactly what we wanted to happen. So if you guys remember from this morning, I mentioned price pushed up here. I was waiting for it to retrace down, push up higher, retrace down, and continue up higher. So these are great market conditions. These are the kind of conditions that we're looking for in the market, right? We didn't have anything like this during February because market was just going back and forth. But as you guys can see right here, it's pretty clear where price is going. Price is heading to the upside. So, I mean, it looks good right here. I was going to check out my Thinkorswim to see how my long-term investments are doing. I'm pretty sure they're doing great because I'm invested in US30. So if it's going up right here, you know, my longer-term investment accounts are definitely looking nice as well. So it's all good. I'll log into my, you know, I'll just log into it here. Let me see. I'm just going to move this over to the other screen. Let's see, how's it going? All right, let me just log it on this side. So if you guys are using password's wrong. If you guys are using like an IRA, I mean, for me, a lot of people ask what I use. I use Thinkorswim. Weird. I'm loading up mine right now. Yeah, so my longer term investments are doing good right now. About 500 for the day. Not bad. All right, so we have these over here marked up. As price continues to move along, if this establishes a high, I'll go ahead and mark this up as the high. But we still don't have a reversal pattern here. So I'm looking for a reversal pattern here to play out first, guys, before we have anything to. So we actually have a V1 over here, but in the opposite direction. We have a V1 over here on the 1 and 5. So I think price may retrace down a little further, guys. I wouldn't recommend chasing the trade to the downside, but I think price is going to drop a little further. So the reason for that is because we have a V1 variation right here on the 5, and we have a V1 variation here on the 1. So if we have that right there, I'm expecting price to push down at least to some extent. Because this here is a confluence that I was just referring to, right? We have 3 confluences here, actually. We have a V1 variation on the 10, V1 variation here on the 5, and V1 variation here on the 1. It's risky to trade in this direction because you're going to be counter trend trading, but I do expect price to push down a little bit. So if you would have taken a trade right here, this is where your entry would have been taken right there, because you do have to enter right at like that point, because that's the V1 variation. Not a trade I would take because of the overall trend here is still very strong for a buy, and I don't counter trend trade. Like, I think counter trend trading is very dangerous. I've traded it, like I counter trend traded before. I think counter trend trading is good for like options traders because like you're waiting for expiration to happen and you just want price to close below this price point for like the next 5 or 10 minutes or so. So for options trading, if you see a pattern like this, then and it's lined up across the board, you can literally take this, and then if the expiration happens within the first 5 minutes or so, if at least as long as price stays below the strike price right here, then odds of you hitting your profit target, there's no target really, it's really just waiting for expiration. You would make some money off a trade like this. So yeah, for this right here, I personally wouldn't have taken it, but I have counter trend traded in the past. So just a disclaimer, I'm familiar with this trading type, this trading style. This trading style works well with options, not necessarily for directional because you want to be in the direction of overall price, but for options, and your contracts expire within X amount of time, you can scalp on options and you can catch these little moves here. I personally don't like options. I know a lot of people have asked me about options. I traded options maybe 5 or 7 years ago, and it's good when you're winning, but when you're losing, it's a mess. So let's see what we got over here. Maddie took the failure right here. So nice work, Maddie. There was a momentum scalp failure right here, guys. As I mentioned before, I'm not looking to take it just yet because of the patterns that are coming up. There's 2 reversal patterns right there that played out. Maddie over here took the momentum scalp failure. There's another entry here that's possibly coming up for a momentum scalp variation. Let me check the other time frames real quick. Just want to make sure there's nothing else here that I'm missing. All right, so we have a possible momentum scalp failure that's coming up right here. It's going to be lined up with a momentum scalp. Right there. It's not going to, yeah, it's too close. Okay, so I was going to take this here for momentum scalp variation, guys, but it was too close. The candle didn't close properly. It was kind of bouncing back and forth. I don't like candles like that. I want it to be pretty clear if it closes above or below it. So if you guys took the momentum scalp failure right here, it's currently running in profit, but it's not a setup that I personally like too much because it was kind of bouncing around here at the last second. If it was closing above here, see where the wick is on top. If it closed above there, then I would have taken it. But when the candle is really iffy like this, and it's not really showing whether it's going to continue pushing or whether it's going to pull back, then I typically just sit out of it. So I'm not in this position right here. If you guys are in it, I'll continue following it to see where it goes. What I'd be looking for here is a momentum scalp. If this here closes, then I'll probably take this one right here. Just gotta see if this here closes properly. So as you guys can see, the candle here is not really clear. It kind of just bounces back and forth a lot. So if this here actually closed properly, I would have taken it. Let me go over here to the clean chart real quick, or the multiple time frames. All right, so I just wanted to draw that right there so that I can see where the high low is. All right, if you guys took the momentum scalp earlier, guys, that already hit full TP, or sorry, momentum scalp variation. Momentum scalp didn't play out yet. But if you guys took the momentum scalp variation, it did hit TP already. There's a momentum scalp here that's pending. I was kind of waiting for it to close above it so I can possibly take, but I just don't like the way these candles here are moving. So we got about 5 seconds left on this candle. Let's see if it pushes back above it. Check it here on these charts. Here we go with the new candle. So I'm basically waiting for that buy signal to close here. I'm looking for it to close above this this high. I mean, it's obviously pretty bullish here. So if this here closes with the buy signal, this will technically be a momentum scalp entry. But I'm looking for it to close above the this high right here. I know this high tested, it didn't close above it, but if it closes above it, it's probably going to push up a little higher. So you guys can see how it's moving. I don't like how it's like so close to this high here. Like I want it to actually close above and be pretty clear that it's above it. All right, so I don't like the way that the candles are moving here. As you guys can see, it's trying to push above it, but it's not having much luck. It keeps pushing above it and then it pulls back a little bit. Let me check over here again. There's just no volume. Yeah, like Maddie said, there's no volume. So there's not really too much going on over there. If you guys took the momentum scalp variation, already hit TP, so you guys should be out of that trade. The next trade that's coming up here is going to be the momentum scalp, but not exactly too clear. Yeah, I mean, personally, I just don't like the volume right now. It's just too dead. If it would have pushed up above it earlier, it'd been great. All right, still watching it. It would have been nicer if there was like a momentum scalp variation below. Or some sort of confluence. All right. All right, so price is pushing down pretty heavy now, which is fine. So like I actually don't mind that it's pushing down heavy like this because I actually want it to give it some space so that when it swings back up, it'll be a better opportunity for entry. All right, so there's no more momentum scalp. I'm just going to clean this up because there's nothing for us to look for at the moment. But the next entry is still going to be a momentum scalp. So we had a momentum scalp failure that ended up right here. That's a momentum scalp failure. And we had price close above the pivots right here. That is a momentum scalp variation. And then next we have a momentum scalp. So we need a buy signal to come up here. In order for me to take it, I want to have a extra confluence. So I don't want to just take it just for a momentum scalp. I want to see if there's another confluence here indicating that price is likely to, obviously keep pushing up. So what I'd be looking out for here is that I'd be looking over here on the 1 minute to see if this here closes with a, but here's the issue. So see here on the 5 minute where there's a pending sell signal, this is going to be an issue if it closes. What I want this to do is I want this here to close with a red candle. And then I want a green candle to happen after it, because if that's the case, then we'll have a double body down here, a double body for a momentum scalp V1, or so we'll have a V1 variation down here, and then it'll push up to a momentum scalp. Yeah, Maddie said 5 minute wick rejection. Yeah, so a couple different confluences to look out here. So I was basically waiting for I mean, technically there is a V1 variation right here. You guys can see there's a double body rejection. So there's a V1 right here. If we get a buy signal, basically a momentum signal that closes above the high over here, then this could be possible entry for a momentum scalp. If we get something like that, then I'll probably take it for a quick buy. Or maybe not even a quick buy, for like a regular. Yeah, 1030. I mean, the pattern here is playing out perfect, so it's still bullish. Just the main thing to look out for here would be the momentum signal to the upside. All right, so that's all I'm looking for here, guys. I'm looking for the buy signal to push up, and I want it to close above the high here. That's like the main thing I'm looking for. If I can get that, then great. I'll take the buy for a momentum scalp. But if we don't get that, then I don't think there's enough confluences here to confirm the continuation just yet. We have a V1 variation right here. We get the buy signal here and it closes above. That'd be a triple confluence. We have a triple confluence plus we have a V1 variation right here. I think odds of this pushing up higher to hit our TP are very likely. But we need that to actually come above. So until we get that, you know, it's just a waiting game at this moment. Let's see, Barack said that bearish double body on the 5-minute helped him avoid losing entry. Yeah, no, definitely, Barack. So as you guys can see, there's a benefit. Like there's a reason why I have these multiple time frames up. They're not just here for show. They're here because they're actually useful and beneficial for us. So there's a momentum scalp here that's pending, but in order for me to take this, guys, I need it to close above this high over here. If it doesn't close above, I'm not going to take it. I'll mark it up for you guys to take, but I'm not going to be taking it myself. So it's not going to be considered an official entry unless it closes above the high over here. I need some volume. The volume is way too low right now. So there's not much volume for us to like push up and hit our TP, right? I need some actual push here. And this push here shouldn't be too heavy because this is only like 100 pips, not very much of a push. So again, right here, possible push to the upside, but I need a bigger push. If you don't get that, then, you know, we're just going to be waiting again longer and longer until it actually plays out. Spreads at 130. Yeah, I just noticed that right now, Maddie. Spread's really low right now. Yeah, Maddie said spreads at 130. That's how you know there's no volume. Yeah, the spread's super tight. So nobody's in the market. All right, we have a buy signal here that's pending. If this here closes above the high right there, then I'll possibly take it for a momentum scalp. I just got to make sure it actually closes above it. You guys can see it's kind of choppy. It's not really closing, kind of bounces back and forth. All right, so there's a momentum scalp right here, guys. I'm not in the position yet, though. I was tempted to take it, but I didn't hop into it because I kind of wanted more confluences for me to take that trade there. Yeah, there just wasn't enough confluences. So it's pushing up right now. It's probably going to hit TP, but all right, so Maddie's in it right now, actually, as well. There you go, full TP. So if you guys take the momentum scalp right there, great work, guys. Went straight to your full TP. So I think there might be room for like, I think price will continue pushing up from where it's currently at, especially if it closes above the high right there. It's probably like check out for it if ends up pushing up from where it's currently at right now. So price did push above from here. I think price will push up a little higher from where it's currently at. If you guys are looking to take something. So it did break and close past that high. Nice. Karen took it right there as well, too. So Karen said she took it for a pivot scalp as well. Nice work, Karen. Let's see if there's anything else here. So the confluence right here for that entry, I should have taken this momentum scalp, but I was just too focused on this high low right here because I was waiting for price to actually close above. Last thing I wanted to do is enter a trade, and then it ended up, pulling back at the last second, because that's typically what's been happening a lot today, especially for this buy signal. It attempted to close above it right here, like 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and then it finally closed right here. But I was worried that I was going to get caught in the move. This right here is pushing up. So I mentioned, price close above the high right here. I think it'll probably push up a little higher and then test the next high. So the next area for it to test would be the next high up there, as price continues to, push along higher. So we'll see where this ends up going. Some profits over here from these guys. Let's see. Eunice over here posted his profits. He said, took the momentum scalp, reach his profit max for the day, so he won't take any more trades. Total profit of 512 for the day. Nice work, Eunice. All right, I hit my TP2. So I took the trade late, guys. I didn't enter it for the momentum scalp, but I did enter it for the high-low scalp. I mentioned right here, if price closed above, it was going to push up. It blasted right through my TP. So great work right there, guys. So I'll just mark this up right here for you guys, so you guys know that this momentum scalp hit. This was only 100 pips, so it wasn't necessarily a big move. All right. So now hopefully it's making sense to you guys, that you guys are seeing these confluences that I'm showing you, right? I'm using multiple strategies. This is a more advanced way of trading. I typically do trade this way, but since I was trading beginners last month for the mentorship, I wasn't really able to go into, this type of trading style. But as you guys can see now, it's actually not that difficult with me explaining it as price continues to move along. Just using multiple confluences and looking for entries, it helps you understand, where price is likely to continue going. So let's see, momentum scalp. And I'll take a screenshot of my profits as well, so that you guys can see. But you guys can see here, it's logical, right? If you guys see multiple entries come up on one candle, or if you see something follow up by another, it's likely to continue pushing. The main game of this trading thing is that you look for specific things. Like for us specifically, we're looking for reversals for initiation of movement. So we're looking for like a V1 variation. Down here, we saw a V1 variation. This is a reversal, is the first step. Second step is looking for continuation, right? Basically, all of our strategies are continuation strategies, except for the momentum scalp failure. So this right here was a momentum scalp entry. This here was a continuation. So we saw the reversal. We saw this momentum scalp. This was a continuation to take a buy. We had another high right here. So this was a high-low scalp. With this right here was another continuation strategy, right? So right here, I saw this, and that's why I took it for a late entry. I missed the momentum scalp with you guys, but I did take this one right here, and it pushed up. I marked an arrow right here. So you can see the arrow right here that I marked up like 5 minutes ago. It's going exactly to where I predicted, right? Because the next area for price to reach is this next high low. So the thing to look out for is if price closes above this high low right here, then it's going to keep pushing up higher, because this high low is the same high that's on the 30-minute, 1 hour, and 2 hour time frames. So helps a lot with those entries right there. Nice work, Mike. Did you lock in the profit too? Hopefully you did. But yeah, so let me take a screenshot of my accounts again, guys. Accounts are looking pretty solid so far. Yeah, Maddie said pivot scalp into a high low. Perfect textbook entry. Yeah, definitely, Maddie. Yeah, my profits are looking pretty nice so far. Yeah, this is I'm having a pretty solid trading day, guys. Hopefully you guys are having one too. I haven't had a trading day like this in a while because the whole February is super trash. Now it's doing pretty solid, at least on my end. All right, so not bad for a Monday here. So the thing with these confluences, guys, is that it just builds up your confidence, right? The more confidence you have with an entry, the better, because you're not going to feel scared about taking the trade. So that's why I'm taking these here. Here's my FT. I haven't seen my account look like this in a while, so I'm pretty stoked that the market is actually moving smooth. So I'm hoping this continues on for the rest of the month, because last month was super trash. Like now we're having a lot of this directional movement. We've been waiting pretty much all last month for this. My MFF actually gave me slippage in the opposite direction. So it made up for all the lost profits. It actually gave me 1,450 off that trade, surprisingly. I don't know if anybody else had that on their MFFs, but my MFF gave me a lot more this time. All right, my phone's blown up right now. So it looks like a lot of you guys have profits. If you guys, I could see a lot of you guys posting your profits right now. My notification just like went crazy. Yeah, if you guys want to post up your profits, feel free. Otherwise, 7:50 right now. It's getting close to 8 o'clock. There's another momentum scalp failure right there. Let me go and just mark this up. Let's review the chart real quick. Let me clean this up right here. Clean. Take that off. All right, so the next high right here is going to be right there. There's no V1 there. All right, so there's nothing here yet. So there's a V1 variation. I don't know if anyone took this V1 variation, but the volume was high. Sorry, guys. I mean V1 momentum scalp failure. Yeah, thanks guys for the heads up. So there was no momentum scalp failure there because the volume was above average. So nothing there. Possible momentum scalp variation that's coming up right here, but it's not one that I would personally take. So again, as I was mentioning with my confluences, guys, the momentum scalp failure here, typically I want to see a momentum scalp failure and I want to see it followed by a momentum scalp variation. So for this right here, I'm not going to take this because the momentum scalp failure here never came up properly. This wasn't a valid entry. And then looking over here on the other charts, we don't have any other confluences, right? I don't see a V1 variation here on any of the time frames. So I'm definitely not looking to take this momentum scalp variation right here. That's just for my confluences. You know, for me, I want the more confluences, the better, because every trade that I give you guys on here, I want it to be a for sure hit. I don't want you guys to lose any trades. I want literally for you guys to have 100% win rate when you guys are trading with me on the live session. So for this right here, I know there's a possible momentum scalp variation that's coming up, but I already kind of explained that there's no other confluences here indicating to take this trade. So for me personally, I wouldn't take it. And I don't recommend anyone take it here either. You know, I'll try to give you guys as much confluences as possible because I want you guys to be confident about your entries. I also want you guys to have a very high win rate like myself, right? I don't really lose very many trades. As you guys can see over here, here are my accounts for this so far for the day. Here's my FTMO. I locked in 4,600 total profit of 1,500 on that one trade. Green strip right there hit my full TP. And then here's my MFF locked in total profit of 4,040. Here's my MFF number 2, total profit of 4,060. And then my MFF number 3, total profit of 4,070. So I'm doing pretty good so far overall. But, you know, of course, I want you guys to have, you know, as high as a win rate as possible. And I want you guys to have straight wins pretty much all day, every day. So when I do give you guys my analysis here, just make sure that you guys listen to it and you guys aren't just taking every single trade. You guys are okay to take every single trade if you understand the risk. But for the most part, I want you guys to just focus on like quality entries every single time. So that's it with that right there. Great profit so far. Let me see if there's anything else here. Patricia locked in a total profit of 1,691 for the day. Nice work right here on US30, Patricia. Reopen Telegram. Yeah, so Patricia 1,691 for US30 for the day. We have Dijon over here, total profit. He took that high-low scalp. He's up 4.3% overall in his FTMO for the day. Nice work, Dijon. So he's close to passing his, you're almost there, Dijon. You just got to keep it up, right? I like that today you didn't take that early pre-market trade that typically sets you up with a loss. You actually had straight wins for the day. So Dijon's currently up 1,255 for now. Nice work right there, Dijon, with the high-low scalp. Almost done with this challenge right here. He has about 6 days So you got 4 days to go until that 10-day minimum, but you're pretty close to your profit target. So just keep up the consistency and you should be good. Here's Maddie over here. So Maddie said it took a momentum scalp, high-low scalp, both hit stop loss early in the session, got caught in the spike, but cut down his losses. Yeah, he was starting off at negative 4K, negative 8K earlier this morning. He's now close to break even on his first account. So nice consistency right there, Maddie. Yeah, I know today was probably not the best day to take so many trades because it's Monday and you have a lot of this uncertainty in the market. But if you look for these other confluences, like I've been mentioning, a V1 variation for, continuation back to the upside, and then either a high-low scalp or any of the other strategies that we're applying, typically, you're probably going to get hit with some pretty good entries. So nice work, Maddie. Some more profits over here from Anelli. Anelli's currently up 4,385 for the day. All wins, no losses. Nice work, Anelli. So solid profits right there across your account, your FTMO. Here's Vincent. Vincent said, yeah, buddy, he locked in a nice win over here off this momentum scalp. Same one that we took. Total profit of 71.61 for the day. Nice work, Vincent. Yeah, great work, guys. We got MC over here. Total profit of 1,310 off that last trade. Nice. And then we got Natasha over here. Total profit of 1,303 for the day. Great work, Natasha. Yeah, Natasha, 1,300. And I think that's it for right now. Let's see, Matt, Sisuk over here currently at 1,974. Solid work right there, Sisuk. We've got Kip over here, total profit of 3,835 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Kip. Glad to see you back on your consistency trail right there. All right, so I think that's it for right now. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. It's getting close to 8 o'clock. It's 5 minutes till 8, so I don't think we're going to have any entries from now until then. We do have the Fed speaking at 8 o'clock, I believe, guys. So you guys want to, or no, sorry, he does not speak today. We have the 3-month bill auction and 6-month bill auction at 8:30. So you probably want to be a bit careful. I'm going to be calling it a day after this live session. No more trades after 8 o'clock for me. For today specifically, because I've already locked in my profit, so I'm good for the day. But yeah, other than that, I mean, we had two good trades that came up that you guys could have taken. I think they were both momentum scalps with additional confluences to them. But other than that, let me see if there's anything else that I'm missing. Deshaun said, when I pass, I'll jump in the lake by my school, at my school. Yeah, Deshaun, that'll be key. And then once you, pass multiple accounts, even bigger. I think the best feeling is once you guys get max allocation, right? So I haven't had a max allocation in a long time because I got it a long time ago. But once I got the max allocation over here for because it's like I passed twice, right? Basically got max allocation twice. Once you guys get this is like a huge achievement for any trader, right? Because not too many people are able to get this and keep it. Right. A lot of people can pass 1 or 2 challenges, but passing a total of 400K in funding is like a big accomplishment for a lot of people. So I think that should be everyone's goal, right? If you guys don't have any goals right now, your goal should be to get max allocation on FTMO. I think that's the main thing to look out for, because once you guys have that, you already pretty much prove that you guys can trade, because anyone can get lucky passing 1 or 2 challenges. But if you guys are willing to take the risk to go for a full 2 full 200Ks or 4 100Ks and pass them all together and get full allocation, that's, it's a big jump there. So I think that should be main goal for a lot of people. I know getting one funded account is like the stepping stone, but once you guys get that one account, your next step should be to get max allocation. Because once you have that, you've already pretty much proved yourself that you can trade and you're able to lock in multiple funded accounts. So just keep that in mind, guys, in the future. I know a lot of you guys don't have any specific goals. Whenever I ask you guys what your goals are, you guys just don't have anything to say. But I think for the most part, I think you do have goals. You just haven't really thought about it. Yeah, exactly. So Dejan said 1 funded account, then first payout, then repeat. Exactly. So, I think Dejan, you're on a 100K account, right? Because you're going for a 10K profit. So once you get that 100K account, then you could go for another 100K account, and then now you'll have 200K. And then from there, you can just go for a 200K after that, and you can go for max allocation. So definitely. Yeah, Dijon said, just hoping to pass it for my birthday in June. I think you should be fine. So March, April, May, June. You still got like 2 months. Yeah, she should be good, Dijon. Because if you pass here, you have about 4 days left, and then you can possibly pass your you can probably pass your verification within the next 10 days. You just got to stay consistent. I think that's the main thing. I think the big improvement with you is that you're not taking losses at the open of the day anymore. So today you were good. Yesterday you were good. The day before that, you're all right too, but you did take a loss on like, it was a small loss though. So I think this is the key thing here. You took a small loss. It's not your usual big loss. So like, I know when you started your new account, you've been a lot better, but you could see here from the previous week, you had like one big loss to start off the day. I know it sucks because you have to climb out of that hole, but you're getting better. So great work, Dijon. Just keep it up. And I think you should be funded by, hopefully by June. Here's Martha's profits. Nice work, Martha. Yeah, so Martha took a lot of trades today, but I mean, for the most part, they hit. She had one loss here. It looks like this might have been a accidental loss. You probably moved your stop loss in profit too close, -40. But I mean, everything else has been good. So Martha over here, she's up 1,400 on this trade, about another 1,000 right here. So you're in profit, like well over 2,000 for the day. So solid work right there, Martha. Yeah, Martha said our quick trade manager kept getting stuck. First time she took so many trades, but now she's understanding everything I say now. Yeah, no, it's a good thing, Martha. It's all a learning experience, right? It'll all come with time. So, all right, guys, it's 8 o'clock. If you guys have any questions, you guys feel free to reach out. You guys can message me on Telegram at Kodi Kai Trades, or you guys can email me, Sean@KodiKaiTrades.com. If you guys want access to the indicators and the strategies, if you guys want to learn all these strategies that we've been applying, it's all available to you guys on the website. Just go to our website, KodiKaiTrades.com, click on unlock your free access right here, and you can get access to it. If you guys want to rewatch the live sessions from any of the previous days, just go to our YouTube channel right here, youtube.com/KodiKaiTrades, and then just go to live. If you go to live right here, or just go to the main page, all the live sessions are right here. All the trading results for every single day are here. I've been documenting every single trading day results. We have a lot of days here. And then we have all the mentoring sessions here as well, and the strategies down below. So if you guys want to sit in on the mentoring session later today, it's going to be at 2 p.m. Again, guys, I'm not going to be hosting mentoring sessions on Tuesday anymore. I can host them if you guys request it, but I'm not going to be just automatically sitting in on Tuesdays because we're busy with like setting up our prop firm, so I don't really have time to just sit on the side and mentor twice a week. I'll do it once a week, but just let me know if you guys need to change the time. If 2 o'clock doesn't work for you on Mondays, let me know. We can always hold it later on in the day. You just got to make sure that everybody agrees to it. So, all right, guys, other than that, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys here in about 6 hours.